Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Cops search for a boyfriend after woman's body found in shallow grave. Police are searching for the boyfriend of a woman whose partially decomposed body was found in a shallow grave in Mount Erin, Westmoreland on Friday. The deceased has been identified as 38-year-old Karen Williams, a farmer from the community. Senior Superintendent Wayne Joseph, head of the Westmoreland Police Division, told reporters that Williams' partner is a person of interest. The police is interested in speaking with him, SSP Joseph confirmed. SSP Joseph said the boyfriend was spotted in the grill on Friday morning. However, he managed to elude the police. The macabre discovery of Williams' body on Friday morning rocked the quiet rural area of Mount Erin. A neighbor who did not want to be identified by name told reporters that the community grew suspicious when Williams had not been seen in days. An alarm was raised, he said, and a report was made to the police by her children. A search was launched on Thursday night after the police found a sheet with bloodstain in Williams' house. On Friday, around 6:30 a.m., Williams was found dead in a shallow grave by residents. Her body was naked and had what appeared to be stab wounds to the chest and side. Kevin Ennis, with whom Williams shared 3 children, is struggling to come to grips with her passing. She was a hard-working person. It is so shocking. She tried to take care of her children, a disheartened Ennis said. A taxi operator who identified himself as Brown told reporters that he told the now deceased on Sunday to be careful. As Sunday Miss Sierra Strawberry and said, "Carry on, be careful," and she said, "You know me already, me alright," a distraught Brown said as he shook his head in disbelief. Brown said he could not look at the body when he heard the news. Opposition Senator Damian Crawford suggests that the age of consent be moved from 16 to 18 years. Opposition Senator Damian Crawford is suggesting that the age of consent be moved from 16 to 18 years. This in an effort to protect schoolgirls from underage pregnancy and other risks associated with early sexual behavior. Speaking in the Senate on December 2nd, Mr. Crawford said a USEF study revealed that 49% of girls who were out of school indicated that it was because of pregnancy.
A whopping total of 59,591 births to adolescents were recorded between 2009 and 2019. In 10 years in Jamaica, based on Statistical Institute information, 60,000 young women, girls, proper term, had a baby, not get pregnant. It not include abortion and all of that. They said gave birth. So, Mr. President, I would like to recommend that this time, knowing that we intend for a 7-year secondary school experience, that it is sensible to review the age of consent from 16 to 18. Because if we want them to be in school, then sex creates a risk.
Body with chop wounds found in Mount Salem. The Mount Salem police in St. James have commenced a probe into the chopping death of an unidentified man in the community. The deceased, who is of dark complexion, is believed to be about 32 years old. About 6:30 p.m. Friday, residents reportedly stumbled upon the lifeless body of the man lying in a pool of blood in the vicinity of the Mount Salem Open Bible Church with what appeared to be multiple chop wounds to the back and neck. He was clad in a cream shirt, sky blue jeans, and black slippers with his head wrapped with a brown and cream shirt. The scene was processed and the body removed to the morgue for a postmortem to be done. St. Catherine Police probing shooting death of unidentified man. The St. Catherine North Police have launched an investigation into the murder of an unidentified man in Beacon Hill, Spanish Town, St. Catherine on Monday. The deceased was reportedly at a business place in community when he was pounced upon and shot about 12:30 p.m. He was taken to the Spanish Town Hospital where he was pronounced dead. We are investigating the matter to identify the victim and the motive behind his murder, acting head of the St. Catherine North Police Division, Superintendent Derek Jampany said. There are 131 reported murders in the St. Catherine North Police Division since the start of 2022. Sales representative killed in Mobile crash. A 28-year-old sales representative died from injuries sustained in a motor vehicle collision along a section of the Howard Cook Boulevard in Montego Bay, St. James on Friday evening. He has been identified as Kimberly Gordon of the Springmount community, also in St. James. Gordon was reportedly traveling in a blue 2022 Nissan motorcycle along Howard Cook Boulevard, Country Road, about 4 p.m. On reaching the intersection in the vicinity of the Freeport police station, it is reported that Gordon was knocked from the motorcycle by the driver of a Great Toyota Axio motor car which was going in the opposite direction. He sustained head and other injuries and was rushed to the Corner Regional Hospital where he was pronounced dead. High-powered rifle seized in Kingston. The security forces seized a high-powered rifle during an operation in Kingston on Friday. As part of the Operation Relentless Anti-Crime Initiative, a team from the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Investigations Branch and the National Strategic Anti-Gang Unit carried out a targeted raid at a premises on Lending Drive in Kingston. During a search, an AK-47 assault rifle with no visible serial number along with an empty magazine was found on the roof of the house, hidden under a tarpaulin. BCG says offensive Zip FM recording outside its jurisdiction. The Broadcasting Commission of Jamaica, BCG, says its investigation into a recent controversial recording involving a Zip FM radio personality has determined that the offensive content was not broadcast on the airwaves over which it has jurisdiction. The BCG, in a media release on Friday, announced the completion of its investigation into the incident, which a man who was charged for ordering passengers out of a taxi in downtown Kingston was presented with a gift wrap bat during an in-studio interview. The BCG said despite not having jurisdiction, it has strongly concerned Zip FM because the recording was insensitive, shocked the public conscience, and has brought the radio service into disrepute. The widespread disapprobation was enough to send a clear signal that people are no longer making sharp distinctions between platforms, and they expect broadcasters to be consistent in their conduct and to uphold high broadcasting standards at all times, the BCG Executive Director, Cardell Green, stated. Following backlash from the November 16 incident, Zip informed that corrective actions would be taken. Telecommunications company Digicel pulled all its advertising from the radio station for 30 days. NCT Vet and VTDI workers serve 72-hour strike notice. Workers at the National Council on Technical and Vocational Education and Training, NCT Vet, and the Vocational Training Development Institute, VTDI, have served a 72-hour strike notice on the management and the Ministry of Education. A release from the National Workers Union, NWU, says workers plan to start industrial action at 6 a.m. on December 6 if long-standing issues are not addressed. There will be withdrawal of labor by our members included, but not limited to a strike, the release said. With all attempts at social dialogue having failed, the workers represented by the National Workers Union at the NCT Vet and the VTDA are no longer willing to hold strain, it further stated. The employees have been complaining about pay and contract issues and the NCT Vet's transition to the Ministry of Education. The workers have also said there has been no direction since the recent merger of Hartrust NTA with National Youth Service, the Apprenticeship Board and the Jamaican Foundation for Lifelong Learning. Ministry promises centralized payment system for teachers. There are increased calls for a centralized system of payment for public school teachers, and the Ministry of Education has suggested it's working to heed the call. This is to prevent instances of deductions not being paid over to respective creditors, as has been the case with the St. Thomas Bates Seaford High School. Teachers recently staged a sit-in in protest of the failure of the school's administration to remit their salary deductions. Minister of Education and Youth Favour Williams admitted that the current system, where there are different means of disbursing salaries to teachers, can give rise to these types of issues. Speaking with reporters, she said the ministry is investigating the matter, which she said could be considered misappropriation of funds. We have to ensure that as a ministry we step in. It's not their fault that it wasn't properly sent to where it was supposed to go, but it's going to take better systems. It's going to take better centralization of the processing of payrolls for us to begin to not see those situations in the future, said the minister. Mrs. Williams said the ministry is quickly moving to establish the centralized system of payment. In August, Education Minister sparked a free storm among school bursars after she announced that the ministry plans to move away from bursar-paid schools to all teachers receiving their salary directly from the ministry. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell.